Thank you very much. I hope you were standing. Our first guest is, this guy. I mean, what do you need to say about this guy? One of the funniest people we know. Has been great friend of the shows, great friend of Paul's. Multi-talented. Films, television, Broadway, live concerts. He'll be appearing at the Las Vegas Mirage Hotel June 29th and the 30th. So you want to book now for the absolute best seats. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the one, the only, Martin Short. So good to have you with us.
Thanks for remembering.
Yes, thank you, Marty. Wow. Marty, nice to see you. You look fantastic.
Well, you look fantastic.
No, I don't.
Oh, you know, forget daylight savings. It looks like you've turned your clock back to 1982. I don't know.
No.
It really does.
Well, thank you, but no.
Is it the juice diet?
No, it's not.
Are you doing your Latin aerobics again?
No, I'm not doing anything. I'm fine, thank you.
No, it really is. And you know what I think, what I love that you're doing? I think
What's
it's
that?
very savvy. Wearing your suit so tight. I think it's smart. I think it's neat.
Yeah.
It saves fabric.
You're right.
No, you do. You have a whole Channing Tatum quality about you.
Oh.
Or is it Tatum Channing? I don't know.
I'm not. Yeah.
Carol Channing. That's who you're
That's right. Well, now, sure, that's me exactly.
And Paul, fabulous to see you.
Oh, Marty, it's nice
Absolutely
to see you too.
And let me just say this: if we can put a man on the moon, we can regrow your hair in your lifetime. Thank you.
Cut that out! Just cut that out now.
Ball is a billiard ball.
Oh,
No, you gotta. Paul has, to me, a kind of a Vladimir Putin look.
Oh.
Without the warmth and compassion.
Ah.
I never thought of it like that, but that's true.
And congratulations to you, by the way.
Oh, really?
On 30 years.
Oh, well, it's nothing, believe me. No, honestly.
30 years. This is my 45th time I've been with you. 45th time? Yeah. 30 years, and I've talked to so many people who actually still watch your show that they say it's as fresh. It's like the whole thing's been sprayed in Febreze.
Well, that's nice to know, I guess.
Yeah. But I thank you for complimenting my appearance.
Yeah. You do. I'm not kidding you. You look like a teenager.
Oh, I think teenager is pushing it. Every time I smile, a hunk of makeup falls off. That's not a teenager. No, well, you know, I've been on Jenny Craig until her husband came in, and then I. Oh, goodness. Whoa.
Actually.
No, you know, I've always had a trainer.
I've always had,
yeah. In fact, I was always a big fan of Jack LaLanne.
Jack LaLanne, sure.
In fact, I don't know if you knew this. I used to date his Chinese daughter, Quiche. Quiche LaLanne. Did you ever know?
Quiche LaLanne.
Did I ever introduce you to her?
Quiche LaLanne.
Quiche
No,
LaLanne.
you know, I'm so dumb. I didn't know.
Always writing. Always
Yeah,
writing.
well, you got to, for God's
she's a lovely
sakes,
girl.
yeah.
You love her.
Now, listen, you're Canadian, and I understand, I know you and Paul both share a very high national honor, the Canadian thing.
It is. The Queen, when she's there, she'll take her sword and anoint your Canadian thing. That's what she does. It's a lovely, lovely ceremony.
But you're wearing it right there.
It's the Order of Canada.
Order of Canada. Paul has one as well.
Paul has
And I wear the ensign proudly.
Canadian knighthood, yeah.
On my lapel, and Marty has it too.
And you also received the Diamond Jubilee.
Yes, it is. Well, you know, I mean, it is amazing. You know, I mean, these countries are very different. We have our queen. You have Marcus Bachmann. I mean, there's different people, but still we love.
Sure, they're different people.
Do you like that, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's different people, but no, I actually went to the royal wedding. Yeah.
To the royal wedding.
Yeah, I did. It's quite amazing because they're like Will and Kate, they're like the British version of American royalty. It's quite amazing,
Yeah.
you know. It's like Angelina and Brad if they weren't a horrible drain on the society, of financial society.
Like in the economy.
The economy, thank you. Not the society.
No, but the economy.
No, not the society.
No.
No, the economy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think we can agree on that one.
I think we just did.
Yeah.
I think we just did.
Now, did you...
Beautiful tie, by the way.
Well, thank you very
Yeah.
much. Did you hear about this Rush Limbaugh brouhaha?
Yeah, it was odd to me. I mean, here's Rush, who calls this woman a prostitute.
Right.
When normally he just calls a prostitute.
Yeah.
That's what I don't... That's what I don't understand.
God, I wish I had that joke. I've been coveting that joke all day.
Well, you know, I would give 3 words of advice to anyone who would date him. Get on top! That's what I'd say. Little Nathan Lane delivery.
Yeah, well, that's good, sure.
Get on top!
Yeah. But now I'm in a position where I've said and done things for which I've had to apologize on a regular basis. And here we have Rush, Tubby Limbaugh having to apologize. Do you ever find yourself at a... I mean, it's comedy, for God's sakes. But
I think it's very hard to be on the edge of something and not go over. And this, I was once on Bill Maher's show, and now, by the way, the people involved in this story are famous, and I don't want to repeat their names, so I'm just going to say their names are Connie Chung and Maury Povich. It's not.
They're just
They're just
placeholders.
pun names.
Yes.
Fake names.
Fake names, yeah.
So anyway, I was on Bill Maher's show, and we were talking about Sarah Palin. It was during the 2008 election, and I wasn't a fan, and I just said I didn't quite get it. Everyone was going on about, how her speech at the convention. I said, all she's just doing is reading a teleprompter. They want to just get, Connie Chung to read a teleprompter,
Right.
Nominate her and make her vice president, right? Thinking of an attractive newscaster. So then we finish the show, and then we go to a party. There's a party they hold afterwards, like you. After each show, your nightly swing dig,
Soiree.
Soiree.
Yeah. No one ever tells me where it is.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun. And anyway, we're at the party, and someone comes up to me and says, it's above, it's a private room above a crowded restaurant. And someone says, Connie Chung would like to see you. Oh. Now, by the way, it's not Connie Chung. I'm just using it as a placeholder.
Yeah.
Connie Chung would like to see you. And I go, Connie Chung was in the audience? Yeah, she was. So I go down into the crowded restaurant. There's a lot of people, and I go down and I say, hi, Connie, how are you? And Maury stands up in the crowded restaurant and just screams, you're an ass! Screaming at the top of his lungs, you're a stupid ass! And I said, are you kidding right now? Yeah, I'm serious, man. I'm serious.
This is her husband.
Yes, her husband, Maury Povich. And I said, not Maury Povich.
Yeah.
But if it were.
Right, yeah.
And I said, are you serious right now? And I'm like, no one screamed at me like that for weeks. And and I said, are you serious? He said, yeah, I'm serious. And I said, wait a second. Do you think I didn't know Connie Chung was there? I had no idea she was there. I said, do you think a Connie Chung shows up somewhere and people don't know? It's on the AD's little earpiece. It's all over the place. I was lying and covering.
Sure, yeah.
And finally I walked away, and then but it wasn't Connie Chung, so there's no real story.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, did that calm the waters when you said, of course I knew she was here?
Well,
That's why.
I actually, to be quite honest, felt badly for Maury Povich, because he was just defending his wife.
Right.
And I felt badly that I'd done that. I always feel, once I said to Mel Brooks, what's your big beef with the Nazi? I said, I said as Jiminy Glick. He said, what's your big beef with the Nazis? And he kind of looked at me, and I kind of go to the next question, got to snip that out. It's not quite landed the way you'd hoped.
Yeah. But if you don't take those chances,
then you, well, I guess you have a very successful career.
No, there's no point in suiting up.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not going to get an argument from me.
Yeah, give it a shot, by God. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Martin Short. We'll be right back,
hello.
everybody.
Felicia Hollinger. Miss.
Great.
Miss Felicia Clark.
Out of his mind.
I don't know. That was so great, and I don't want to put you in an awkward position, but I know you're quite a song stylist yourself. When you ever, sometimes you'll have a song for us, and I'm just inquiring. Do you have one for us tonight? A song.
I'm only interested.
Wow.
Well, not since Lies at Carnegie Hall has there been a response of positive energy. And I would like to do a song for you, Dave. And because it's your 30th anniversary, I see no reason why I wouldn't do a song in celebration of this fantastic show.
Oh, thank you.
And I'd love to do it right here to you, and I'd also like to do it this time in the buff.
No.
I would like to take up because.
See that, Mark? You go right over there.
But look how I'm lounging. And look how easy the legs are.
You go right over there.
What do you mean?
See that little mark right there?
Yeah.
That's where you go.
Can I? Well,
No, that's fine. You go. I'll take care of this area.
All right,
you
so
go
you're just
over
going to stay there.
I'll
All
be
right,
here.
I'll take care of it.
It's good. Thanks.
Oh, that's very good.
But thanks for worrying about it.
That's a choice.
Go right over there.
You know.
No, right over there.
Well, are you going to lift me there? I got to get there eventually. You know, in my business, or in our business.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
How quickly you forget.
I forgot about that.
It's only been 30 years doing that. It can come off sometimes unseemly for an entertainer to interject himself into politics. For example, Paul Shaffer and I are big Newt Gingrich supporters. Yeah. And, but we keep it to ourselves.
Yes, you wouldn't think it, but we do.
And that's why when another Republican candidate came to us and asked us to write a campaign song to energize America, we said, what will you pay us? They came back with a figure that made us stand to attention, salute the flag, and write this song about the candidate. Paul and I are being well compensated to publicly endorse. Paul.
He likes firing people.
I like being able to fire people.
Doesn't care about the very poor.
I'm not concerned about the very poor.
He's wealthy and good looking.
My name is Mitt Romney.
Yes, that's the guy I'm for. When campaigning in the Deep South, he pretends to like eating grits. Rick Santorum's gone post-mortem, 'cause it's gonna start raining Mitt. It's raining Mitt. Holy heck, everyone needs a hit of Mitt. Under Romney, there's a future in sight where all our trees are the right height. It's raining Mitt. Wanna wager? I'll make you a $10,000 bet. So wide, rich and fit, it's storming for our moment Mitt. President Obama, Mitt Romney says you're to blame for too much federal spending. Though your healthcare plans look the same. I don't know economics, but when Mitt mentions income tax, well, I guess he must know something, since his wife drives to Cadillac. It's raining Mitt. I ain't lying. It's raining Mitt. No. It's raining Mitt. Let's show what kind of Mitt fans we are and tie the dog to the roof of our car. Mitt. Hallelujah, it's raining Mitt. Good God, it's raining Mitt, yeah.
Oh my God! Ladies and gentlemen, stop the show. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to have you here. Beautiful job. Thank you so much. Martin Short, everybody.
Dave Letterman.
Oh, my God. You can see him live at the Mirage Hotel.
You sure can.
June 29th and 30th in Las Vegas, Nevada. God bless you, my friend.
God bless you,
Another
David.
wonderful job. There he is, everybody. We'll be right back with the Ting Tings. Yeah. Our next guest is a very funny and talented actor. You can see this man in a new film entitled American Reunion. It opens on Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Eugene Levy, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I think one of the loveliest anthems in all the world, Oh Canada.
Isn't it pretty?
And you, it was played by Paul, both
Yeah.
countrymen, and you also share the Canadian honor of medal.
I received
Honor.
my Order of Canada
Order
just
of Canada.
a few months ago, and now I join the ranks of prominent Canadians like Mr. Paul
Welcome,
Shaffer.
yes, welcome to the club.
And
It's about
Marty
time.
Short.
Marty Short.
Yeah.
About time.
Yes.
We've been waiting for you. Glad you got here.
It's now I know Marty was wearing his pin about a month ago on the show.
Short, yes.
And he described getting the Order of Canada, he described it as it's like being knighted. Well, it's not.
Not really?
No. No, but it's still a very, very big honor. And,
Sure.
and the Governor General of Canada presides over the ceremony and pins the medal on.
Very nice.
And as you well know, the Governor General is the Queen's representative
Oh, no, I did not know that.
in Canada. Well, you and a nation. But he is the Queen's representative. So, in fact, we are being honored by Queen Elizabeth herself.
Very nice.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. But she never comes over for the ceremony. I don't know why, but I blame her husband. I think he just natters in her ear, oh, for God's sakes, why don't they leave you alone? Let the colonists pin their own damn medals on. So she's never there, but it's still a great ceremony.
Yeah.
And then after the ceremony, they have this fabulous black tie dinner, and a very, very scary thing happened at this black tie dinner, for real. I'm at the table chatting with the Governor General's wife, a lovely woman, Sharon Johnson, and we're in an animated conversation. I'm feeling quite good about myself. And just as the waiters come around and start serving up the entree, I feel my kidney start serving up a stone.
Oh, God.
Anybody had a kidney stone in
I
here?
understand. It's unbelievably painful.
Have you?
No, I've not.
I would rather pass a 15-pound baby
Yeah.
than pass one of these little stones.
Yeah.
So I knew what it was. I knew the feeling at the table, and I was getting very nervous, but I'm very familiar with kidney stones. I mean, I've had quite a lot of them. I grow them. I pass them. I save them. I have a collection of stones at home that would make Cartier drool. It's so I know what it was. And the thing of it is, you've got to know what the symptoms are, because you've got to deal with this quickly.
Sure.
You don't have a lot of time before the pain sets in and it's really nasty, right? And I over the years have gotten this down to a fine science.
Well, tell us.
Well, because when I feel a symptom coming on, I immediately get in my car, and it's great in Los Angeles, because in Los Angeles, the hospitals have valet parking in the emergency. True. So when I feel the first symptom, I just tell my wife I'll be back in a few hours. I drive over to the valet in emergency. I hand my key. I walk in. I, you know, exchange pleasantries with the staff. I tell them I want my usual drip. Morphine, preferably. Demerol, if you have. And get me a quiet bed away from the action.
Sure.
And then I go in, and now you're hooked up with an IV. So that's the thing. And you wait there for like 5 or 6 hours because that's how long it takes for the stone to go from the kidney to the bladder. And it travels down this little tiny tube, and that's where the problem is. So as long as you're hooked up, you're in fine shape. And
but you have to ride it out. They can't break them up. They can't dissolve them somehow.
Well, they can explode them. I've heard that's not necessarily a good thing.
Not a good thing.
For the little tube.
Yeah.
But you know, it has been done. But normally, what you do is you just get a good heavy dose of morphine.
Yeah.
And you ride it out for 5 or 6 hours.
Not a bad gig, is it?
Once you get, well, let me tell you. Once you get the morphine, it actually is quite pleasant.
Yeah.
And one time, and this is a true story, and I'll get back to the black tie dinner.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I think I've already lost interest, but this is a true story. One time I felt a kidney stone, and I drove to the hospital in Santa Monica, and I'm now lying there, and I've got an IV drip in. And I've got the blanket pulled up to my neck, and I'm feeling awfully toasty cozy. And I turn on the little TV that's over the bed, and your show is on, and Jerry Lewis is the guest. And I feel like I've died and gone to heaven. Wow. Okay? Lewis, Letterman, morphine.
That's
you can't get much better than that.
It doesn't get. No, they all go hand in hand. We'll be right back with Eugene Levy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Is it true that you were in Miami Beach with Paul and Martin Short recently?
Yeah, well, we went, you know, we have an annual pilgrimage.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, to Miami Beach. We have a pilgrimage to Paul's condo in Miami Beach. Marty Short and myself and Paul, and we go down, and it's just pleasure. It's just we lie on the beach, we dine, we carouse.
It's fun, old friend kind of fun.
Absolutely, and we just do the same thing every single day, and it's so great to watch Paul down there because Paul loves Miami Beach.
Right.
He loves the sun. He can bake for 12 hours on the beach. Paul is what Don Rickles would call an old Jew.
Yeah.
Paul lathers up first thing in the morning. And honestly, 12 hours in the sun, I'm good for 8. I can go for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And Marty, being Irish, has more of a vampire's approach to sunning. Marty really spends a lot of time in the shade, which luckily for him on that beach is usually provided by the stomach of a big fat guy lying next to us. And I don't know why, but there's always a big, hairy, fat guy on the blanket next to us. So we do that for a few hours. And then for exercise, we take a lovely, very, very slow stroll along the shoreline.
Oh, well, that's very pleasant.
Yes, and people watch. And Paul's particularly adept at people watching. He's the one that noticed on the beach that a lot of these young guys were wearing their trunks really way too low on the ass. Okay? Way too much rump showing on these guys. And Paul was kind of obsessed by it.
Right.
I mean,
You don't see it. I mean, when you see it, it gets your attention.
Yeah, I'm sure it would.
well, it does get your attention. I said, well, it's just a fashion thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's not Brooks Brothers, but I mean, it's, you know, and Paul said, no, I think it makes you look younger. It must make you look younger. So,
Whatever it takes,
Paul, swear to God, Paul takes his trunks and he pulls them down.
Oh, no.
Halfway down his derriere.
Yeah.
And he walks over to these guys and tries to blend in, you know? And the thing of it is, they didn't notice.
Yeah.
All they wanted to know is, so what's Dave like?
What's Dave really like? Yeah, what's he really like? That's it.
Wow.
You know.
And now, Eugene, the American Reunion opens Friday. We want to show a clip of the film. How many of these films have there been that you've been in? The American Pie sequel, original
Well,
reunion?
I've been in 8. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
What are we going to see here in the clip?
Well, I think it's my son talking to me about. I'm now a widower, unfortunately, and he's now trying to tell me that it's okay to get out and start dating again.
American Reunion opens Friday. Eugene Levy, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Eugene Levy, ladies and gentlemen. American Reunion opens Friday. Great to see you again, Eugene.
Thank you, Dave.
Congratulations
Good to
on
see
the
you.
Order of Canada.
Thank you.
And the movie. We'll be right back with Punch Brothers, everybody. Listen to this. The man plays 3 characters in the new motion picture Frankenweenie. It opens on Friday. Here he is, the one, the only Martin Short. Martin Short!
Thanks for remembering!
Very exciting.
Oh, I don't know.
Martin, it's always good to see you.
Well, it's
how have you
great
been,
to see
and
you.
what's going on?
Well, first of all, before we jump into that sheet of prepared questions, let me say from my heart, you look remarkable.
No.
No, you do.
No, I don't.
You do.
I don't.
Here's what I like. You know, I like to gauge. You know, I watch you sometimes on the show.
What? I'm sorry, what?
No, I watch you so
On
often.
the show, sure, yeah.
And I love that you've gone back to your natural hair color.
Thank you very much.
Because that fire engine red was a mistake.
That was someone else.
You look good. Have you ever had a breast reduction?
No, not that I know I have.
You haven't?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh my God, your skin is so youthful.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's not firm, but it's youthful. No, I was looking backstage. I thought, is that one of the Winklevoss twins? They're usually inseparable. And there you are.
No, it's just me.
Well, I just think it's wonderful. Paul, it's fabulous. to see
Oh,
you.
Marty, who are you doing?
I'm doing you.
Oh,
Paul he puts the B in bald, doesn't he?
Thank
He
you.
does.
How you put the old in bald?
It's the Oldenbald. One of the Oldenbald
I'd
twins.
suggest plugs, but who has that kind of money?
Nobody has that kind of money.
That would take a fortune. Yeah.
But Paul and I have been here a long time. you
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
30 years. 5 years of quality. 30 long years. And I love you. You know, you don't thrust your Scientology in people. You are absolutely.
Well, I don't think it's right.
Well, and this running. I'm sorry, this running bit of you getting the Kennedy Center honor. That's funny.
It's hilarious. It's a huge...
Oh, that's funny stuff.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's delighted to see you, David.
And I'm delighted to see you. Do Paul and I remind you of anyone?
Yes, to me. And I mean this with love. You are the Randy and Evie Quaid of late night.
Yeah, that's what I was looking forward to. Now, listen, Martin,
forgot.
I know you follow politics.
I do.
We just had a guy pretending to be Mitt Romney, Jack Black, out here.
Yes, yes,
What
big
do you make of what's going on? Did the debates tomorrow night get
Well,
your
it's
interest?
very exciting. You know, I find it fascinating that the Obama administration is trying to keep the expectations of the president down, and the Romney campaign is trying to downplay the amount of bronzer that he is wearing.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it is. Have you noticed? I mean,
Yes.
no one is talking about
No.
this. I mean, move over Snooki. I mean, he was speaking. He smiled. A hunk of makeup actually fell off.
Fell off.
caught it like that.
He was able to catch
Being
it.
a pro,
Yeah,
he threw it to Ann. She caught it.
She caught it.
Because they're a long-time team.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
But move over Snooki.
Yeah,
That's
move
right.
over Snooki.
Yeah. Now listen, you're kind of an insider. You're very smart. You know a lot about politics, and you were at the Correspondents' Dinner. When was that?
That was the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah. Now, how was that? You really get some stuff
Very
there.
hip. I was sitting at the Vanity Fair table. Thank you very much. But I really shouldn't be allowed out, and I just make faux pas. I don't know anyone. I panic when I see people.
Yeah.
And but I've been talking to Richard Kind, a very funny actor, an old friend of mine.
Oh, I remember Richard
You know Richard Kind?
Sure.
And we were talking earlier before the event started. And then the event starts and it happens. Jimmy Kimmel, very funny, hosting.
He was the host that
Yes,
night,
he was. And then afterwards, there's a hip party at the French ambassador's quarters. And there's Richard Kind. He has his back to me, and he's talking to George Clooney. They're old friends. So I go up to Richard Kind, and I go up and I put my arms around him and say, "Ooh, Papa's gained a little weight, hasn't he?" And turns around, it's not Richard Kind, it's David Axelrod, the chief of staff.
Yeah, that's too bad. We'll be right back with Marty Short, everybody.
Don't you hear the drummer thumping? Can't sit down, can't sit down.
Martin Short, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Multifaceted talent.
Oh, no, really?
Mr. Show Business.
Thank you.
Marty, when you're out traveling around, and I know you play big auditoriums, like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000
Yeah.
people. It must be very gratifying when you and Steve, or you by yourself, are out there and feel that energy coming from all those people.
Well, Steve is hilarious. We have a funny joke off the top. Steve, I'll say to Steve, "Can you believe, Steve, that tonight we are playing before 5,000 people, and tonight we are sold out?" And he'll say, "No, Marty, I believe we're the ones who have sold out."
But that's not. No, that's just silliness.
No,
Yeah.
that's just him being comedic.
Yeah. But here's what I don't understand. I mean, this is grueling. The travel is grueling. I don't care how well it's planned or how many arrangements have been made, planning. It's still grueling. Do you find that to be
It's
true?
unbelievable. Well, you know, sometimes I have to take Ambien.
Ambien, the little sleep aid.
The little sleeping pill. And because sometimes you'll like, I'll be in Baton Rouge, and then I'll have to do a matinee in Fayetteville, and there's no possible way, to sing. And so what one time, I used to take Ambien, then I learned. One time I was on Baton Rouge, and I was saying, I figured if I took an Ambien on stage, just at the end, that I'd get racing home to the hotel, so I would literally say, "Good night, everybody! I love you! Remember, it's better to have loved a short than never to have loved a tall! Good night!" And I take the sleeping, love you. And I took the sleeping pill on stage, and then I went home to the hotel, quickly washed, got into bed, and I thought, "Oh, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm actually going to sleep. I'm going to be able to do this." And I go to sleep, and then I wake up. 7 hours later, it feels, and I'm refreshed, and I go, and I shower, and I shave, and I get dressed, and I pack, and I look at the clock. It's 75 minutes later. And now I'm like this for the next 6 hours. And in Fayetteville, I'm just,
You're screwed there.
Yeah, totally horrible.
We have a clip here. What is the clip? This is the film
Why
clip.
do you think I'm here? Just to check out the tie? It's beautiful, by the way.
Thank you very much. 3 characters. Now tell me a little bit about Frankenweenie. What do we need to know about this?
By the way, you don't have to set it up with this much passion and love. This
It's just that, you don't often...
Divide by 7,
Yeah,
for heaven's
I know.
sakes. Go with your
You
instinct.
don't often... I mean, the term doesn't come to mind
Frankenweenie?
often. No, not often.
Frankenweenie is by the great director Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, sure.
And he was a young man. He did his first short at Cal Arts, and it was a short called Frankenweenie. This is now a stop-motion feature. It's a genius. It took him 3 years to make it.
Stop motion meaning...
Well, they take a doll and they... 3.5 seconds per week
I see.
they get with stop motion. And Catherine O'Hara plays 3 characters. I played 3 characters. Winona Ryder, Martin Landau.
And it's all done with little figures, clay figures.
Little clay figures.
And then they move them.
They move
ever
them.
so.
And animation, of course, is
Takes
always
forever,
fun.
like you say.
Yeah, because I once asked Nathan Lane, I said, on an old talk show, I said, Nathan, you do a lot of animation. And he said, yes, Hollywood's feeling is, we'll hire him as long as we don't have to look at him. And that's kind of where I'm at in my career.
No. But three characters. And the animation, do you have to go to a studio? What do you do for the animation? Where do you record your parts?
In a studio.
In a studio?
Yeah. You go. No, Tim is there. It takes about 3 hours per session. You do it over 2 years.
Right. And what do you wear?
You can wear your underwear. I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, tonight I'm not wearing underwear, but there you can actually wear underwear. Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Now, Marty.
And I love Tim Burton because he told me that I actually have the face for animation, which I thought was a compliment.
Now, are you Frankenweenie?
No, I'm not Frankenweenie. I am the father of Frankenweenie.
Frankenweenie Senior?
I'm known as Pappy Frankenweenie.
Pappy Frankenwiener.
No, I'm Mr. Frankenweenie.
Mr. Frankenweenie.
And I am Mr. Burgermeister, the sinister neighbor next door.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm a weird little boy. In the classmate. And Catherine, it's brilliant.
Catherine O'Hara.
Yes.
Oh, she's wonderful.
Oh, I love Catherine O'Hara.
Now, we're going to see a clip here from Frankenweenie, and anything to set up, or it's...
This is just, I'm trying to encourage my son not to spend all his time, just doing science, to get out there and be a boy, be a baseball player, be part of the human
Being a father? Something
being
we
a
all
dad.
know a little bit about. Here we are, Frankenweenie, ladies and gentlemen. You see?
Yeah.
See?
All right. Hang on. You get ready. We'll be right back with
Oh, you
Marty.
gotta come up with a song.
Oh, we got to come up with a song. It'll be fine. Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in luck. I twisted his arm. Turns out he came up with a song.
I did. I
He's
worked
nice
very
enough
quickly.
to do it for us. It wasn't planned. God bless you, Martin Short. Take it away.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much. There's so many thoughts rolling through my head because this has been sprung on me, but I did actually hope that you would ask me to do a song tonight.
I'm glad it
because
worked
I
out.
have been, I'd like to introduce tonight my 2 brothers. I used to be part of the Short Brothers. We toured through the 60s
Did I
and
know
70s.
that?
Yeah, Maddie and Morty Short.
Marty,
My brother.
Maddie, and Morty, the Short
Marty,
Brothers.
Maddie, and Morty,
Yeah,
the
I
Short
kinda
Brothers,
kinda
and then
remember that.
we had a big falling out over finances, but the estate stuff has been cleared up. And we are back tonight to do a number.
Marty, Manny, and Morty.
Yeah.
I thought those were the Pep Boys.
Well, they were because
They
and
were,
that was
sure
a
they were.
lawsuit. Too,
That was
because
part of the law.
our name,
I understand,
by
yeah.
the way.
Of course.
And but I'd love to sing a song to you of a subject that is important to my little heart. And
A reuniting of the...
this is the reuniting of the Short Brothers.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Where are they?
and I would like to bring them right over
No,
here.
no, no. You
We're
go.
gonna
You
we're
go
gonna
over.
do it over
no,
here?
no. He'll do it right over there. No,
Okay,
you go right over
well,
there.
all right.
I'm here. No, right over there is
Okay,
fine.
well then.
Thank you very much. You just go right over there.
Right
where,
over here.
Where people sing. No, way over there.
Way over there.
Way over there where
Will you
people...
meet the brothers
no,
later?
No, that's fine. They like to sing right
Okay,
there.
no problem.
I'll be here. Yeah.
In my business, or in our business,
What's that?
the most important thing is to create a persona that suggests you're being honest. Isn't that right, Paul?
Yes.
Well, I've always, in my career, tried to...
Shh. It's time for me to talk. Watching all of the election coverage as a man of conviction, although I was ultimately acquitted on every count, I am fascinated by the fact that with 1 month to go, a small percentage of undecided voters remain. And because I speak from the heart, which I wear on my sleeve, which is Armani Collection, I felt I had to share these feelings with you and your audience tonight. With the help, for the first time united in over 25 years, my brothers, the Short Brothers!
1 month month before the big election, most voters have made their selection of the man to lead the nation. But one small group incites frustration. Few who tell the Gallup pollster, I don't know who I'm gonna vote for. Make up your minds, you lazy trolls. Stop screwing up the polls. Why are you losers undecided? If dumb was a crime, you'd be indicted. It's either Romney or Obama.
One Bill Bain.
One killed Osama. There's no excuse for holding back since Mitt will never release his taxes. Read the paper, don't be dense. Get your ass off the fence. Now that I stopped to think and tap dance, I made a flip-flop on my first stance. Shouldn't take this part in mudslinging at those of you whose votes are swinging. What's the harm? Hemming and hawing. The conclusion that I'm drawing is that I was wrong to bet. Now I'm ambivalent. I'm ambivalent. I'm ambivalent. The Short Brothers.
Yes, sir. Martin Short and the Short Brothers. Manny, nice to see you. Morty, always a pleasure. And I'm Marty, the Short Brothers, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? What a treat this was. God bless you, sir. Thank you. We'll be back with Kat Dennings, ladies and gentlemen. So very nice. Paul Shaffer and the Paul Shaffer sing-along melody maker, Broadway, Shape Tones, America's
You've got it all.
mighty party and show band. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest is one of the funniest men on the planet, and we have the paperwork to support that. Tomorrow night, he'll be performing his stage show entitled An Evening with Martin Short at the Borgata Music Box in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Here he is, the one, the only, Martin Short. Marty, come on out. Marty.
Why am I always moved by my arrival?
Oh, nice to see you. Thank you so much for your time and energy and everything.
So
we love having you here.
Well, I love. By the way,
yeah.
You look.
Oh no, here we go.
Spectacular.
No, I don't.
No, I can't believe it. You look so good. You really do.
No, but I.
So much for the theory that heavy drinking ages a man. You know. No, I can always tell that spring is here by the color of your gin blossoms.
Now that's sure, okay.
Yeah, it really is good. And are you thinner? Or have you just had the studio widened?
Well, I don't know. Maybe perhaps a little bit.
I thought that you would have been exhausted having spent all last week in front of the Supreme Court trying to block gay marriage. No. But, you know...
That wasn't me. I don't know what you know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, and then your schedule to me is just insane.
Well, yeah.
You know, 5 nights a week hosting this, what do you call it, a show? I mean, you know what, let's be generous. Let's call it a show.
Sure, I appreciate that.
And then you're running around all weekend in the tri-state area, taking your son
having to compete in the male child beauty pageants. I think that's...
None of that is true.
Have you ever thought of Little League?
I have, yes. I've thought about it. We don't...
I'm asking. I'm not judging.
No, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I really do.
Now,
Paul, you look fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. Paul now looks like a maitre d' on a spaceship.
Thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing.
Don't you think?
it's not a bad thing.
No, what more do you want, really?
It's a love letter.
May I put that in my website? Can I use that on my website?
No, absolutely. Truthfully, because, some people, they look like their high school pictures. Paul looks like his sonogram.
That's going in the website.
Get that in the website.
I'm going to tweet that later. I'm tweeting
And last but not least,
yes.
I am stunned and angry,
angry.
that they are replacing you a second time.
No, it's not.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Fallon.
Sure.
But, I'm going to miss headlines.
No, now listen. You're mistaken. Once again, you got some bad information.
Well, I don't know.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Huffington Post usually knows.
Here's I got a bit of a problem. I was invited to the big Tom Hanks Broadway play
How come
opening.
you didn't come?
Well, I
got your candygram, but that's not enough sometimes.
You were there.
Yeah.
Tell us all about it. How did it go?
It was spectacular. It really was an amazing, amazing opening. Everyone was there.
Sure.
Not you.
No, not me.
But it was really, Tom's Broadway debut, and I got confused again, because I get confused. I assumed he was starring in Phantom, so I went to the wrong theater first.
Wait a minute. You assumed,
Yeah, I
he was
assumed.
starring in Phantom.
Oh, Phantom in the opera. Growing a mustache. Yeah. But anyway, he looks, he's so great in this. I mean, he is not since Turner and Hooch has he been this effective.
Really?
Honest
Well, he's
to God.
damn good. Now,
He's spectacular.
you were great friends with Nora Ephron, the woman who wrote the play.
She wrote it.
And great friends, of course, with Tom Hanks. So this must have been quite a night for you.
Well, it was an amazing night. Nora was the funniest, driest, most intelligent. You were just like, couldn't believe that you got to hang with her. And she was always, even when she wasn't intending to be brilliant and witty and pithy, she was. One time I was hosting this event for the Roundabout Theater honoring my friend Rob Marshall, the director, and the last second Nora said, "Oh, I want to come." I said, "Well, it's black tie, and I want to come." So they're all excited. They put her at the head table. And Rob's sister, Kathleen, says, "Oh, Nora, if you're going to come, would you mind going up on stage and reading a letter from Mayor Bloomberg?" And Nora said, "Oh, Kathleen, how can I ever say no to you, and yet I have?"
Now,
One time I was in town, I was at this art opening, and Nora saw me, and she said, "Where are you staying?" I said, "The Essex House." She said, "No, but really?"
now when you go to a big thing like the play and celebrities, people must mob you. I'm right about that, aren't I?
A guy came up to me. I was talking to Dennis Miller, and he witnessed the whole thing. He just said, "Have I been blessed by God to experience this?" Not that this sounds like Dennis Miller.
Not really, but it's
Sounds like Paul again.
No, it's
all
a little like
impersonations go
I
to
thought
Paul
we were back on
or
the
Larry
spaceship.
David.
Yeah,
They're the only people
Larry
I can
David,
do.
Right.
Larry was there, by the way. So that, how does he do it 8 times a week? But a guy came up to me, young guy, and he was very polite. He said, "May I shake your hand?" He said, "You have no idea how huge you are, not just to my family, particularly to my mother, but also to me." He goes, "Mandy Copacabana."
Oh,
I
no.
guess it's me and Barry Manilow now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but it was a fantastically exciting night.
And you're just thinking, job well done,
Job
Marty.
well done.
Yeah. Now, you, and again, this is none of my business, and I have, forget celebrity friends, I have no friends. You have great friends and great friends who are celebrities. Tell us a story, if you don't mind, about you and Tom Hanks actually doing something that friends do, normal kind of stuff.
Last Christmas Eve, it was Christmas Eve day, and we both live in the same little area of Los Angeles.
Gated community?
No, not gated community. Just people like you can't just come to the door. Let's be honest.
All right.
I believe there is a difference.
Yeah, sure. Fair enough.
No. So Tom was in the local pharmaca, the pharmacy, and he loves pens. He's always looking at pens, new pens. He has 1,000 pens. He's looking at a new pen. And I went up behind him. He didn't know I was there, and I just went on the back of his neck, and he goes, ah! And he realizes it's me, and he says, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm going over to Gelson's Market, because I'm going to make a French punch for tonight. He said, can I come with you? And so we go over to Gelson's, and we went shopping. At one point, you know, he's pushing the cart, and I'm putting things in. He said, see, this is what it'd be like if we had an apartment. I'd be pushing the cart, you'd be, you know. But anyway, driving into the.
He had an apartment with Barry Manilow. That's what it would be like.
Oh, Tommy. But anyway, driving into the parking lot, it was very crowded. You know, it was Christmas Eve day, and so Tom's talking, and I'm listening to. And I'm going about 2 miles an hour, and a car was pulling out of a parking lot I didn't see, and then I smash into him. So I get out of the car, and the guy gets out of the car, and he sees me, and he recognizes me, and he goes, oh, well, I guess I don't need your ID. And he's very charming and very nice, and then Tom gets out.
Oh, my.
And he goes, oh, boy. And then by the time I go to my glove compartment and get my insurance card out, I hear the guy saying to Tom, now listen, if you don't have time to read the whole script, just listen to the music.
Yes. Every Gelson in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with Martin Short. So nice to have you here. Should all look that good.
I should look that good. You know, I'm 63 now. I mean, that guy's a kid.
Now, your life is full of wonderful, joyous events, mostly show business, but still wonderful, joyous events. About a month ago, they had the big thing with Justin Timberlake or Justin Bieber?
Timberlake.
Timberlake.
Yeah. Boy.
On Saturday Night Live.
You never miss an issue of us, do you?
No. I get my Jessicas and my Justins confused.
No, I understand.
But you were there with all your old buddies from Saturday Night Live, and it must have been fantastic to see everybody.
Oh, it was great. It was
Who was there?
It was the Five Timers Club,
right?
And Justin Timberlake was the fifth time hosting, so they escort him into the Five Timers Club. And so on the Friday rehearsal for it, it was just like a series of people coming into the dressing room. At first, I got there, and then he said, "Oh, Chevy Chase is in this room." We'll hold. Oh, hey, Chevy! And then Steve walks in, and then Candy Bergen walks in.
Oh my goodness!
Then Alec Baldwin and Paul Simon, and Danny Aykroyd, and it just went on and on. It was very bizarre. And Tom Hanks.
Right. And they had a photo taken of all of you.
No. So finally, when everyone arrived and everyone was like, the numbers were building, Steve said, "Hey guys, you know, we should get a photo."
Sure.
So we get a photo taken, and then we're now in Lauren's office to discuss.
Lauren Michaels,
producer. Yes, and to discuss the producer of all late night, really.
That's right.
And
he really is the evil genius of television comedy.
oh no, just the genius. Anyway, so Lauren says, and we're sending, taking pictures, and we're sending them to each other. And Lauren says, "No, by the way, guys, please, I want this to be a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
So please, no one tweet this picture out." And Martin goes, because he had already tweeted the picture.
He couldn't wait.
And he had already tweeted the picture with the caption, "If you don't know who these people are, you must be under 50.
I think we have a version of that here. There they are.
it is.
All right, there's Chevy. Chevy looks great, by the way.
Chevy looks great.
Paul Simon. Dan Aykroyd looks great.
Danny looks fabulous.
Steve Martin looks very good. You look great.
I look great.
Tom Hanks looks like someone has
Looks
said
like he's
hello.
about to go on for Phantom, doesn't he?
Yeah. And there's the evil genius himself.
No evil.
All right.
The genius, sure. Canadian.
Now, yeah. Everyone is Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah. You and
Oh,
Paul.
it's Canadian.
Now, is there a possibility that we could talk you into and I know it's short notice, but is there a possibility you could You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. But you mean, well, you mean a song. Is that what you mean, a song?
Yeah, I was wondering. Because
Is that what you're talking about?
I was hopeful.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I've been very, very busy, so I didn't know what I was going to prepare for your show. And, because, you know, I'm the new singing and dancing spokesperson for Carnival Cruise Lines.
Oh, well, good gig. Honestly, nice going.
There you go. I'm kind of the new Kathy Lee without the crippling Chardonnay addiction. And
God.
what?
It's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I want you to do the song right here on the desk.
You do?
No, I don't.
You know what? It's a song that it's exciting. I mean, they've asked me to come aboard and kind of save the day if they want. So I would love to do it, and maybe, you know, if I do it here, because it's kind of, when I sing, I love to spit.
Okay, good. Well, I'll get the sneeze guard out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, so I don't know whether this is better, or if it's just if I go coy like that.
No, I like that. Just give me a little camera room, but you're fine there.
Okay.
You're not the first man who sat on this desk like that.
Yeah. Man alone, me, who else?
All right.
You know, in my business,
Yeah.
Dave, or in our business,
Right.
because you're in it too, right?
Sort of.
Yeah. Companies approach stars like myself to sell an awful lot of products, a few good products, and every so often a truly great product. And I always felt that as a celebrity spokesman, I would only want my face to be associated with the highest bidder. So when the Carnival people made their very, very generous offer, and this is very important, I learned the commercials would be filmed on land. I was thrilled, Dave, to join the family, and I'm thrilled and excited to debut the new campaign for you all here tonight.
And then now it's time for you to go over there and
right.
sing it. You just go right over there and sing the song. Here we go.
Because, as I say, in my business or in our business,
If they could see me now out on a fun ship cruise, it's not at all as bad as it looks on the news. Sometimes the engines stop and we're set adrift. At least we're right side up, unlike Italian cruise ships. All I will say is, wow, I think we're gonna die. Enjoy impromptu fist fights when the bar runs dry. And if the plumbing's on the fritz, you'll get a bucket while we're towed into St. Kitts. If all the power's down, this shouldn't be ignored. You don't need electricity for shuffleboard. Suppose the food runs out and we share our last dish. Stay calm, you're on a boat surrounded by fish. The floating silhouette at the horizon aim toward like a Viking funeral without the flames. These little problems seem like blips. You'll soon forget them. Carnival, we're full of shit. Now someone get me a bucket. Ow.
The great Martin Short. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only. He'll be at the Borgata Music Box, Atlantic City, New Jersey, tomorrow night. Martin Short, everybody. We'll be right back with Tyler, the Creator. God bless you, Martin. Thank you very much, Paul. Listen to this. You're not going to believe this. Inside the P-Boy costume tonight, you're not going to believe this.
Who?
Rangers goalie Henrik Lundqvist.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
This is, what are the odds? Kismet.
Slim. First guest, this guy is so tremendously talented. What a nice man, very funny. We love having him on the program. And he'll be performing his stage show, An Evening with Martin Short, Thursday and Friday in British Columbia, Canada. This is the perfect combination. He's from Canada. He's the best there is.
Yep.
And the British Columbia, Vancouver, I'm guessing.
I see.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Well, you'll have to get him out here and find out.
Okay.
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
You got him right here.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the always entertaining Martin Short.
Hello, David. How are you? Thanks for remembering. They haven't forgotten me.
Oh, they haven't forgotten you. Martin Short, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yeah. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Welcome back.
This
Thank
show
you so
is
much.
hot
Oh,
tonight.
buddy. How have you been? Tell us a little bit
Well,
about
first
yourself.
of all, let me jump in
Okay, sure.
and say one thing.
What's that?
You look stupendous. No, you know what? I thought I was seeing things, and I swear this is coming from exactly the bottom of where my heart should be. You do not look a day over 30. You don't. You don't. What is it, your steady diet of kale? What is it?
No.
I know you're a big Botox freak.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's just, and the word jaundice barely comes to mind anymore.
Well, I did have
Yeah.
a bout with jaundice. Yeah,
No, I know you did. Oh, I know.
I got that under control.
I used to dress according to how you would look. But not only do you look good here, because I've been seeing those shirtless selfies you've been posting on Tumblr. They are beautiful. The Scientology is paying off.
Yeah,
I'm
it
telling you.
it really has. It's,
And I've been so upset to hear that you're leaving.
Oh,
it seems like
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
Well, and yet, terribly relieved to hear that you're replacing Arsenio. So it's
I don't know what to say.
well, it's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You know what I was thinking?
What's that?
And I'm sure you've heard this from all your people. I'm probably hitting the same old drum. But what about if you and Jay Leno
Right.
toured in a production of The Odd Couple?
Now you're talking.
Don't you think? You'd be saying, for the love of God, Jay, why must you park your antique fire engine in the driveway? And he'd say, I don't know, I like it messy, you like it clean. There's room for both of us. You know?
Wow.
Don't you think that could work?
This is a license to print money.
I think so.
Oh, buddy.
So, but speaking of Buddy, when my manager, Buddy Morrow, told me that you were leaving, I said, I gotta get here and pay my respects. And also promote that I'll be in July on Fallon.
Well, that's not right.
Well, the guy's gotta make a living.
Well, no.
Yeah.
But now, speaking of upcoming gigs, British Columbia, was I right? Is it Vancouver?
It's Victoria one night, Thursday, and Vancouver the next night.
Victoria's out there, the island. Is
Victoria
that
is actually the capital of British Columbia.
right? Beautiful over there. isn't it?
Beautiful. Have you been there?
Yes, I have.
How come? I mean, I thought, isn't this a talk show?
It
Can't
is
we
a
have a
talk show.
conversation?
Well, in the old days, I used to fly up there for gigs.
Okay, just because I ask you stuff, I don't need to hear the answer.
Remember the Alan Hamill show?
Yeah, yes, I do.
They think they would, and then there was the one, Celebrity Chefs with Bruno Geruzzi.
You did that all?
I did that also.
Do you keep copies of this for your
No, I
library?
don't. No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't. I mean, you try to, but the videotape is disintegrated by now. It's so damn old.
Yeah, it was put on flammable.
Yeah, it's
So-
right. Yeah. No, so.
Paul, let me just say hello. You look fabulous.
Marty, nice to see you too.
Paul now looks like his suit blew a bubble, doesn't it?
Why
Now, honestly.
What?
Honestly.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
My hair is parted, his is departed.
Yeah, that's right.
Why?
But suit blew a bubble. I'd like to see the paperwork on that joke, honestly.
Why do you assume that it's been written in advance and it just didn't come from the top of my head?
Well, maybe it did.
You know, Robin completely
The
here improvises.
Smithsonian. Now listen.
The Smithsonian.
Did you were at the big Kim Kanye wedding?
The Kimye wedding.
Kim-
I thought
Kimye
you'd be
wedding.
there.
Yeah,
oh, it was fantastic. It was so, you know, I've known them forever. And
Sure.
you know, and I always say about Kim, some people are born great, other people have greatness thrust into them. And I think what do you think?
I do. I agree.
No, it was. Let me tell you something. It was very, very, very emotional.
Oh.
There wasn't. I mean, there wasn't a dry eye job in that whole congregation. At one point, it was so emotional. Even Kris Jenner's face moved. It was, you know.
Really? Actually moved.
Yeah. No. Kim wore white because she can be ironic, and
Yeah.
the gown. Can I?
Must be
Stunning.
Stunning, sure.
The top half was designed by Vera Wang, and the bottom by Big Apple Circus. So it was.
Big Apple Circus. Big Apple Circus.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that.
But you know what? It was very moving. The vows. They wrote their own vows.
Oh, they wrote their own vows. So
Yes.
it's very
Yeah,
popular.
Kanye said that he would promise to stay there through sickness and health and be there whatever obstacle would come forward. And Kim promised to stick around till August.
Labor Day, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, she threw the bouquet over her shoulder, and someone grabbed it, put it in storage till next year.
Sure,
So,
that's right. We'll be right back with Martin Short, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Short.
Sing it.
How about that?
Blew a bubble. His suit blew a bubble.
Suit blew a bubble. Now, again, remind the folks you're going to be in British Columbia.
I'm going to be in Victoria on Thursday,
Thursday?
and Vancouver on Friday.
What a couple of nights, fantastic shows. And then you mentioned also in July you'll be on Fallon. So look for that.
Yeah. And Seth.
Before you leave,
I didn't want to
I
go.
know, it's not up to you.
Oh.
Did you have a, and I really appreciate this, you often do have a, not just a song, but kind of a specialty number.
I do?
Yeah. Is there anyone?
Well, I don't.
Oh,
I mean,
who's wonderful?
I could do something. I've been mulling over thoughts, but I mean, would people want me to?
Oh, I think very definitely. Yes.
Well, you know, Dave.
Yeah.
Let me just say that now normally I'd ask if I could do it to you on your desk, but yeah, no, I'm aware that you don't like people all up in your grill. I mean, you always say that. So
It makes me uncomfortable.
it does. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, why don't I do it over there then?
Oh, that'd be great. We have
I'll
plenty of
wander
room.
over here. You know, ladies and gentlemen, in my business, or in our business, the arrival of summer means so many things. The annual barbecue for my gated community, fist fights with paparazzi on the beach, and all the extra space in the house when the furs go into storage. But it's also a season for swimsuits. Clothing that can focus attention on you in ways that maybe you didn't want the focus to be intended to you, you know? So on my way from the hotel tonight, as I was carried here by my security team, I
dictated the lyrics to this little song along with some staging and lighting notes. To remind myself and other men of my status, just because you're famous doesn't mean you shouldn't be a little self-conscious too. Paul?
Swimsuit season, swimsuit season.
Summer holidays, soaking up some rain, in the swimwear you sun in, not a stunning style for
Summer
you.
Summer holidays.
It's swimsuit season.
Swimsuit season.
This time of year can be so cruel when your physique isn't made for the pool. If you drool more than you make people drool, a baggy t-shirt will nicely do.
A baggy t-shirt will nicely do.
No one says take it off to Hasselhoff. John Boehner's tan should remain in the can. Don't need to see a tank top. A Barney Frank shirtless Regis should be banned. It's swimsuit season.
Swimsuit season.
For beach or shore, let me be clear. Don't leave your door till you've looked in the mirror and skip that Speedo for one more year. Swimsuit season isn't meant for you.
Swimsuit season isn't meant for you.
Chris Christie in a thong is just plain wrong. Can't cut slack for Jack Nicholson's rack. How about a shirt forthwith for Aerosmith? Forget about Rob Ford's track. It's swimsuit season.
Swimsuit season.
So junk those trunks and trash those straps. Keep that torso well under wraps. Avoid a jiggling judgment laugh. Swimsuit season ain't right for you.
Gonna try to fight for
Swimwear ain't right for you.
Summer holiday.
Summer holiday.
Lounging on a shade.
Lounging on a chain. To the rest of us, a favor. Keep your breast display off view.
My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, Marty Short.
Dave Letterman.
Fabulous. The one, the only. What a showman.
You think?
Mr. Broadway.
I love you.
I love you. Thank you so much, Martin.
Thank you,
Always an honor.
Thank you so
Always
much.
a delight. We'll be right back with John Oliver, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest is one of the funniest men on the planet. He's written this very entertaining, lovely new memoir. I read it and wished I had read it again. It is nothing but delightful. It's everything between this book about show business and Paul Shaffer's book about show business. Everything you ever wanted to know about show business. I must say, my life as a humble comedy legend, and you can buy it in stores tomorrow. Please welcome Mr. Entertainment himself, Martin Short. Good to have you.
Good to have you. Thank you. Stop it. We're not going to get any questions done.
Welcome to the show, Marty Short.
Come on.
Always a pleasure.
Good night, everybody. What's wrong?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Let me get you some ice chips. By the way, Marty, I see you 2, 3, if I'm lucky, 3 times a year. You look the best I've ever seen you looking.
Wow.
Yeah, congratulations.
That's fantastic.
I don't know what it is, but you just look great.
Well, you look unbelievable.
No,
okay?
no. No.
You look stupendous.
No, please.
Are they juicing your Lipitor? Are they?
No, everything's where it ought to be. I'm fine.
No, you really... that 21-day quarantine really worked for you.
I enjoyed my
It did.
time. Yeah.
When I was at my dressing room, I was looking at the monitor, I saw this youthful, fresh face, and I thought, what is Renee Zellweger hosting for? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it would be, she's more than welcome, but thank you very much.
Well, I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, this show, I mean, I watch it, all the time.
All the time,
And tonight, it has never felt so long. I mean,
we barely started.
well, I don't know, it's just great.
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous, always fabulous to see you.
Well, thank you for
What a
impersonating
fabulous
me,
spirit.
Martin. You compliment me with your impersonation.
Look at Paul's look.
You've
Isn't it
known him
amazing?
a long time, haven't
He
you?
looks like a half man, half baby carrot.
What? Gee, I didn't know you cared.
I knew him before his head was circumcised. You know
Hey,
that?
now that is really...
Wow.
What?
Why you...
What did you say?
Will you... Why...
No, he's gone with the semi-gloss tonight. It's very nice.
Semi-gloss.
The world's hippest bowling pin. That's
Hey,
what he
but
looks like.
I'm... Don't you...
Let me know when we get near the end. Let me just congratulate you on the book, which I found delightful.
Oh, thank you.
The television show, and also a major motion picture. You really are Mr. Show Business.
Well, I am on a roll. And... Steve Martin, about 15 years ago, the best of Saturday Night Live, Steve Martin came out. And it came out in the summer, and all my kids were watching it. And all their friends were watching. I phoned Steve, and I said, Steve, you can't believe it. Everyone in my world, all my kids, they're just so into it. And he went, it's a resurgence.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what it is for me.
And we'll be right back
Sure.
with Martin Short, ladies and gentlemen.
In the midnight hour.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
I'm so pleased about this book because you're very kind to Paul and myself in the show.
I am.
But when you do some...
No, I am.
When you
it's
do
very
something
heartfelt.
like this,
I adore you, David. You know
well,
that.
you know the feeling is mutual, but you have to go out. Now, are you on a massive book tour?
No, I'm just doing this show.
Well, I don't
And
know.
you don't have a lot of hope?
No.
You don't have a lot no, I'm all over the place, but this is the one that holds my heart.
Right.
You
But
know?
is it,
Well, it's unbelievable.
You get fatigued with that sort of thing.
You get fatigued. You get insane. I mean, the worst are junkets. Junkets for movies are just absolutely the thing that take your...
Now, what is that?
Well, that's when literally you sit there and every 5 minutes someone else comes in and they interview you, ask the same questions, and they leave. And a couple years ago, Catherine O'Hara and I were in a movie.
Tremendously funny, wonderful
The funniest woman in the world.
Yes.
And we were being interviewed together. We did all our interviews together. And this one man came in, and he was completely wall-eyed like that. It was that look.
Oh, my.
I'm not exaggerating at all. He was completely like that. And he was sitting there, and like this. I really enjoyed this film. It was, you guys are so wonderful in it. Let me ask you something. He said, you each play 3 characters. Which one is your favorite? And we didn't know who he was looking at. So he said, I mean, I want to hear from both of you. You first. So Catherine started to speak, and he went, all right, you go.
Lord. Oh, my
No,
God.
it's exhausting. But again, this is the high water mark of show business as far as I'm concerned.
Well, God
It
bless
is.
you.
And I'm going to miss, it dawned on me, and it was so upsetting. Is this my last appearance on the show?
Well, that's...
Oh, no, wait a second. I mixed that up. This is my last appearance on the show.
No. Oh, please, no, that can't be true.
What sort of severance package are you giving to your frequent guests?
I think you'll be very pleased with the little package we put together for you.
Yeah. Now, are you going to prepare for the last show or just wing it like the last 6,000?
I think that.
I think so.
I mean,
too.
why break a sweat now, for God's sakes?
Because I do feel very close to you and your wife Regina and your son. Help me, Hector. Hector?
Hector?
Hector, yes.
Do you mind if I ask you specific stories from the book?
Absolutely.
By the way, I feel stupid and regretful that I never got to meet your wife, Nancy. I don't believe I met her.
No, I don't think you did.
No, and that's too bad. But
she was the greatest.
Yes, in the book you get a lovely impression of... tell us the story about you and Nancy taking a trip, leaving the kids at home, going to the airport, going to fly to Hawaii.
Well, this was one of the most awkward experiences I ever had in my life. We were going to Hawaii, and we had 2 kids at the time. I have 3 children. We had 2 at the time. And we always had a driver named Carlos who drove us to the airport. And so Nancy's in the bedroom. She's doing the last-minute packing, and I'm looking at a window as the driver pulls up, and a very handsome 6'4" African-American man comes out in full livery, and as Nancy says, is Carlos picking us up? And I say, no, he's sending someone else. That's all I said. Right. And so now we are in the car, and we're driving along, and Nancy says to the driver, "Oh, Bumpkus, you know we're going American Airlines, right?" And he looks in the rearview mirror and goes, "Yes, I do." And then she says, "Oh, Bumpkus, you know we have a greeter, someone is greeting us. He looks a little longer in the mirror this time." And he goes, "Yes, I do." And I'm thinking to myself, what a name. I gotta try this name. And I go, "Oh, Bumpkus, Bumpkus, let me ask you this. Are you going to take the 405 or the Marina?" And he said, and he looks at me a little longer in the mirror. And he says, "The 405. I'm going to take the 405. And I turn to Nancy and I say, "How do you know his name is Bumpkus?" And she says, "Because you told me." I said, "When did I tell you?" She said, "I asked you, is Carlos picking us up? And you said, no, Bumpkus is." I said, "I didn't say that. I said he was sending someone else."
Bumpkus is picking us up.
So then we pull up to the LAX, and we get out of the car, and I give him a $12,000 tip. And I say, "I am so sorry. What is your name?" And he said, "My name is Larry."
That's right, Larry. Well, here, that and more in this book. You can get it in stores tomorrow. We'll be right back with Martin Short, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now, none of my business, but I think people would like to know. You mentioned you have 3 kids. I know 2 went to Notre Dame.
Yeah. Both boys went to Notre Dame.
Both boys went to Notre Dame. And the third is a girl. What became of the kids? What are they up to?
Well, Catherine has her M.A. in social work. It's going to be a therapist.
Good for her.
And Oliver is a senior associate producer of Fox Sports Live. And Henry works at the Royal Bank of Canada in wealth management.
My.
In wealth management.
Wow.
I know.
My son just recently joined a gang.
Now, what are you going to do What are you going to do, and I mean it, when he says to you, Dad, I would really like to be an actor? What are you going to do?
Well, that's when I pretend I've gone deaf.
You can't. You have to support them always.
But they never came to you and said, we want to be an actor. Look at this. Royal Bank of Canada, a senior producer of sports, and a social worker. Now, I know why the daughter was drawn to helping those who are unbalanced.
Now, wait a second. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Why you?
Yeah. Do you have time for a song?
A song?
Yeah. Do you mind? Would it kill you? I mean, this is...
Well, I mean, I don't... First of all, I'm not prepared. I mean, first of all, you know I am not a show-off. I'm not that guy. But, I mean, would anyone like to hear a song?
Last night on the show.
Oh, my goodness, I scared myself.
Yeah,
there.
me too.
Well, you know, I did think about that I might do a number for you about life, about show business, about how we... as an industry, look at the aspects of aging in show business, and I'd like to do it. I'd like to do it to you personally on your desk, and I'd like to really get comfortable. Okay. And you'll let me know.
Fine, go ahead. Go ahead, do it.
Do it right here.
Right there.
You'd let me know if I was invading your space.
You're fine.
Okay.
Go ahead and do it.
Well, let me just straddle this. There we go. I look like a little marionette. I didn't move that one. You know what? Let me do it over there.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine now.
You know, in my business, or in our business, there's something people pursue called plastic surgery. And Dave, by the way, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And can I just say something? Whatever work you've had done, I'd say 20% more, and then I'd stop.
All right, 20% more, sure.
But occasionally, celebrities have been accused of taking surgery too far. This look. And although I'm sure it's possible, I've never seen it. But now that I'm approaching the big 5-0, thank you. It's time for me to consider not just a tweak here and there, but a total overhaul. Wow. So in the hayride over here, because I'm a sucker for seasonal fare, I jotted down these instructions to my plastic surgeon, which I will present to you the only way I know how, in song. Paul? I'll take a squirt of Botox, left and right. Have my brow adjusted so my forehead's tight. Pluck some shafts of hair like pins into a cork. Then I'll be debonair and full of flair like Mickey Rourke. A bronze complexion beautifies a man. I'd lobby all of Congress for John Boehner's tan. I'll take a Tommy tuck and lipo-suck my thighs. Give me Bruce Jenner's forehead and Kenny Rogers' eyes. I'm not alone in dreaming of a robust breast. Give me a pair of pecs that rival Big An's chest. After some veneers and whitening strip, my ego supersized like Donatello's pumped up lips. I'm seeking youth eternal, you know what I mean. Skin that's silky smooth like Jocelyn Wildenstein. Here's an indecent proposal. I'd like to propose $1 million for Jennifer Grey's old nose. I'll be collagen and chemically peeled, wrinkle-free, and not a wart. Feast your eyes on the new Marty Short. Hello, gorgeous.
see that again. Let me see that picture of the. Here, shake my hand.
Oh, yeah, I'll
Thank
shake
you.
your hand, man.
Oh, look at
Look
that.
at that.
That's our boy.
Oh, shake your
There
hand.
he is,
There
my
you are.
God.
David Letterman, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the book, I must say, my life as a comedy legend. Humble. Comes out tomorrow. Yeah, Humble Comedy Legend. Marty Short, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, yeah.
We'll be right back with Father John Misty. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest, without a doubt, one of the funniest, most talented men on the planet. He is now starring on Broadway. It's called It's Only a Play with Matthew Broderick. They're fantastic right here in New York City. Do me a favor, once again, say hello to our good friend, the always entertaining Martin Short.
Thanks for remembering! Fly me through this room and make my entrance with finesse. So your fly is open, ma'am, I'm looking down your dress. Talk about deflated balls. This harness is a way too small. From this vantage point, the moon is but a shining wafer. Wait, that's not the moon I see. It's head glare of Paul Shaffer.
Why you?
With this audience, I can't lose. Even way up here, I smell the booze. No, wait a second. I think we're a little low. Shouldn't we be a little higher at this? Well, we're certainly got a twirl going. Yeah, look at that. Okay. I put cables in my pants that's restricted my blood flow. To earn your adulation and to receive a standing O. And may I make this toast to the funny man, to the brilliant man I love most. To Mr. Jeff Foxworthy.
Oh, my ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Show Business.
How about that?
Oh, Marty. Come on.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh,
This is too much, Jeff.
Martin Short, everybody.
Thank you.
A little more?
You
Have
think?
a little more?
You think?
We'll be right back with Martin Short, everybody.
Fill my heart with songs. Let me swing forevermore. Because you are all I want, dear. All I worship and adore. In other words,
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. A memorable, truly a memorable moment.
You think?
Absolutely. And you have provided many memorable moments. I'll tell you. All right. How about this guy? That
It's
was
got to end
delightful.
sometime, or
No.
maybe not.
No, maybe not. Wow.
Wow.
And you know, I'm so excited because, well, whenever you're here, I'm excited. But by God, that was really fantastic.
Oh, just a little thing I threw for you, you know. I call it
harness cable pain. It's 50 Shades of Grey.
And and I know you have to be at your own Broadway production
Yes.
later this evening.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much.
Oh,
and God bless you.
anything for you, Dave.
God,
because,
that's darn nice of you.
as you know, you are one of my absolute heroes.
Right.
It's Romney, it's you, and I can't remember the others. But
That's all right. I'm happy to be there.
First of all, you look sensational.
No,
and I know you.
No.
No, you are.
No.
No, you do. Are you still using Bruce Jenner's guy? Because this transition is seamless. I'm telling you.
Yes, I am using
No,
the
are you
same
doing
guy.
the naked hot yoga? What are you doing?
Yes, I do a little of that as well.
Gluten-free Ensure, that helps, I'm sure. Open ocean swims, you know.
Yeah, it's all of
and
those
that
things.
fragrance of yours, it
like
really,
it?
oh, it hits the back of the throat, I'll tell you. Dave's one of the few people who has a cologne cellar. Yeah.
Now, if we can be serious for a second, I was surprised that King Abdullah
Yes.
from Saudi Arabia passed away
Yes.
last week. I thought I saw you. No, that didn't.
Absolutely. We were chums. We were very close.
Really?
Yes. It was the kind of thing, I don't know if you have this with people, maybe Kip a dot in you, but it's where you can almost finish each other's sentence, you know.
That close.
Yeah, we were both obsessed with Les Mis, you know, and so I went over for the funeral.
You were there at
yes,
the funeral.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll be darned.
Ask me what hotel I stayed in Saudi Arabia.
Where do you stay when you're in Saudi Arabia?
The Sands.
I think, do we have a picture?
We have
this
a
is what
picture,
I
I think.
saw, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, that's me. That's when we were on our way to Les Mis when it was touring there.
Yeah. Wow.
But it was you know, his daughter was so upset, Paula Abdullah, and she was there. Jay, it was a very the funeral was very moving. Jay Leno did the first 30 minutes, killed.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. No, it's true.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
He's very big in Saudi Arabia because he doesn't like women driving his cars either. So, you know.
Well, that makes
Mavis
some
looked
sense.
beautiful in a denim off-the-shoulder burqa. It really worked on her.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
and by the way, let me just say, everywhere you go in Saudi Arabia, there are two things anyone asks you on the street. Why is Dave retiring? Sure. And what's with this whole Joel Grey coming out thing? I mean, they're all obsessed with it all. Do you know that the king's last words?
No.
Should have had a Jewish doctor.
I see.
All right, that's
well, it's
it.
nice.
That's it.
Nice,
I got no more.
Nice of you to have gone over there for that.
Paul, you look absolutely fabulous.
Well, thank you, Marty. It's not-
Paul looks like someone put sunglasses on a stick of deodorant, doesn't he?
Why? I couldn't be more thrilled. Thank you. That wonderful compliment.
Paul's the only guy who goes to a barber and says, "Just give me the Gandhi." Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your book, which I loved, bestseller, and it's a collection of lovely stories from your life. And do you have something from the book that we might enjoy here this evening? There it is right there. Martin Short, I must say, if you've not read it, grab yourself a couple of copies and get ready to enjoy.
Thank you, David.
It's the perfect...
You gave me a beautiful phone call when you read it.
Oh,
really
I was touched. I was fascinated by it, and because I know you, but after reading the book, I feel like, well, I know you about the same.
I know, well, absolutely. No, there are a lot of funny. I think a funny story is that when I made a film in 1988 called Three Fugitives with Nick Nolte, and Nick is one of the great. Thank you. Available on beta, but Nick is, one of the sweetest, loveliest guys, and a really gentle soul, and a great, great actor, as we know. But I had never met him, and there was now kind of a formal dinner at the producer Lawrence Schuller Donner's home, and you felt a little bit in display. It was going to be Nick and his wife, my wife Nancy and I, Jeffrey Katzenberg, the head of the studio, and his wife, and the director Francis Weber. And that was just the round table, and Nick and I had never met, and I had been told that he wasn't drinking at all, that they hadn't had a drink for many months. And he'd done this. He was in impeccable shape, and it was the kind of thing you get there and you think, gee, I wouldn't mind a drink, you know, because you're on display, but I won't. And I met Nick. Hey, how nice to meet you. And we shake hands. And I'm sitting there, and a kind of waiter man comes up and says, excuse me, Mr. Shore, would you like something to drink? And I said, out of deference to Nick, I'll have a Perrier. Yeah. And he said, I hear him say, I'll have a triple vodka 7. And what it was is that he found the evening so nerve-wracking that he decided to drink again. And in the course of the night, he had about 37 triple vodka and 7s.
Oh, no.
And at one point, he got completely drunk as you can be. And we're sitting at dinner, and you can see Jeffrey Katzenberg sitting there thinking, I've put $60 million into this. But at one point, Nick hasn't said anything for about 15 minutes, and he just turns to me and says, you know, do you ever salt your food? I like to salt my food. A lot of these people out there, you know, but I like to salt my food. And he hasn't spoken in 15 minutes, and then he gets quiet again. He gets quiet again for about a half an hour. And everyone's kind of forgotten, and we're all talking, and then Funny stands up and says, do you ever find that you walk in a room and people are like, ah, and again, the sweat's on Katzenberg's forehead, you know. He says, ooh, it's going to be a long shoot. Oh, but he was so great.
Oh, my
goodness.
goodness.
Of a man.
Now, you know what else is happening? First of all, congratulations on the play
yes.
on Broadway.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything.
Yeah.
The book and what's just around the corner now.
And I'm also Florence Henderson's friend with benefits. So, I mean, there's a lot going on.
Just around the corner, the 40th anniversary of Saturday Night Live.
I know.
Now, in the chronology of Saturday Night Live, where were you part of the cast?
I was in the 10th season, 1984-85, one season. I did it with Billy Crystal and Christopher Guest, Harry Shearer, Rich Hall, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Big show. I have a lot of big names. Yeah.
A lot of big names. And it was an amazing, you know, I found it very nerve-wracking because I had a one-year contract. That's all I had. And so I treated it like 22 specials. So every week was more pressure than you could imagine, you know, for me. Yeah. In fact, after the third show, I went back to my home in Toronto and I thought, I think I've done this. And so I went back, and Dick Ebersol was running it then, and I said, you know, Dick, I think I want to quit. And he said, oh, I don't think you can. I said, no, I haven't cashed any checks. Yeah. You know, being Canadian savvy, I kind of figured that... You know,
Canadian savvy. I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Oh, we know it all. We know it up there. And but anyway, it was. So he said, if you first of all, you have a contract, and if you leave, you're going to look bad. We're going to look bad. So hang until Christmas, and if you want to leave, you can. And he figured by then I'd figure out how to do it. Yeah. But this is going to be a huge show.
Yeah. Now, where did Larry David figure in this? Was he?
He was a writer that year.
He was a writer.
And he was not happy.
He was not happy.
No, he wasn't happy because he would write about 3 scenes a show, and none of them ever got on the air. And so, are you kidding me? You're not going to put that on? Is this insane? and each week would go by and he wouldn't get anything on. And by the show, like 15 or something, he was just, his head was going to blow off his body. And he went to a party. There was a big party, and he got into a screaming match with Dick Ebersol. You're an idiot. This is the stupidest show. There's no taste. So none of what I write is good. I quit. And then on the way home, he's walking home, and it dawns on him, if he quits, he doesn't get any more salary for the year. If they fire him, he gets the year, and he doesn't have enough money to really cover the rent. So that's Saturday night, so he doesn't know what to do, so he decides on Monday morning to just come back and show up for work. Hi, everybody. Hi, guys. Hi, Dick. How's it going? And thinking, maybe I'll pull this off. And then it became an episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah, he did pull it off, and it became an episode of Seinfeld. That's fantastic. We'll be right back here with Martin Short, ladies and gentlemen.
else instead of me. Always seems to know the way.
Short, everybody.
Thank you.
I just take a second to thank you for your generous spirit over the years to myself and with Paul and for the show. It's always been a delight. And you have your own show now on Broadway. Things going well there, you and Matthew Broderick. How is that?
Oh, he's a riot. Matthew is hilarious. We have a great... F. Murray Abraham is a Stockard Channing.
Wow,
Katie
big,
Finneran.
another big
Yes.
cast, yeah.
Malik Kunchali. It's a great cast.
Mm-hmm.
And
How many shows do you have to do a
you
week?
do 8 shows a week.
And you have to do it again tonight. That's what I was
I'm
just
going to
saying.
go and do it right tonight.
Aren't you going to be exhausted when you get there after this?
Not when you walk through something like this. If I'd given my all... No, I mean, are you crazy? I am charged by, you know, by doing a show like
Hey,
this.
we had mentioned Larry David. He concurrently...
Yes. Larry has a huge success already, Fish in the Dark, that opens March
It's a play
5th.
that he wrote that he didn't necessarily want to star in.
No.
And they said, well, what the heck, you'd be perfect, and now he's in it.
He's in it. Rita Wilson, Rosie Perez.
Oh, Rita Wilson.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're fabulous in it. It's a huge hit, and it just started previews Monday.
So that's very exciting. So there's never been a better time on
This
Broadway.
is the hottest time on Broadway.
I think so, too. These are the golden
and
years.
it's only a play. Listen, we had a performance the other night. I mean, at one point, I could tell the audience was so into it, they stopped texting. I mean,
Wow.
you know.
Wow, that's...
You know.
Now that's entertainment.
When a show's on fire on that level.
Well, yeah, you say no more.
Well,
now,
thank you.
How about a song? Now,
Duh. What was I doing off the top? Did you not hear me off the top? I mean, I know you expect a lot from guests, but aren't you asking too much?
Well,
I
you're
do
right.
happen to have maybe one song.
One more. Oh, my God. You want to do it right here?
Well, I'm gonna do it.
Where do you want me to get you right here?
That late show is my lady. Dave Letterman is my lady. The host and Pop Banana is the toast of Indiana. And now I'll kiss my lady. Bye. Bye. Come here and Bill Belichick me, Dave. Dave Letterman.
Martin Short, everybody. Go see him while you can. Thank you, Marty.
Thank you, David.
Always a pleasure, my
Thank you,
friend.
sir.
We'll be back with Betty Lavette, everybody. Our first guest is one of the funniest men on the planet. Listen to this. Talk about a gig. His one-man show, An Evening with Martin Short, will be at the Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas on May 22nd.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. Entertainment, Martin Short. Wonderful.
Oh, you look fantastic.
Once again, thank you so much for being here. You do look tremendous. How have you been and what have you been doing?
Well, first of all, before we get to all your prepared texts, let me just say one thing to you.
Okay.
And I know I've said this before, and everyone says, oh, I'm this big phony. You look sensational. You do.
Oh, I don't think so, but thank you.
No, you do, Dave. And I wonder, I mean, are you getting younger looking, or are you just asking your staff to dim the lighting? I mean, I mean, is it the kale enemas? Is that what it is?
I'm sorry, the kale?
Kale enemas.
It could be.
Did you have your calves implanted? I mean, you're just...
Well, that's very kind again if you don't
No,
notice.
it's just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, all the stuff. I mean, it's just, I mean, I look at you and I think to myself, whatever he's doing, 30% more, and he's Angela Lansbury. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
And you smell terrific.
Really?
Yeah, is that Tanqueray or Beefeater?
Well, how about Paul?
Well, Paul is, who gets custody of Paul? I keep wondering. How does that work?
Paul will be just fine.
Paul now looks like the world's hippest back massager.
Back massager
Really?
in air
But, you know,
quotes.
he goes to the barber and says, "I'll have a Brazilian." Yeah.
Now, Marty.
Some people shampoo their hair.
Yeah.
He pledges his. He looks. He said one of the rare things in television. Rare people. He looks like Kojak and Kojak's lollipop.
I
and that's
see.
that's very unique.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You've been coming on our show.
I have.
For over 30 years.
That's true.
Do you remember the first appearance?
The first was on the old show on NBC.
Right.
It was December 3rd, 1982. And you guys, you were doing more high concept shows back then. No, you were. And this is what happened. So it was on at 12:30 to 1:30.
Yes.
And I was on, of course, I was promoting SCTV, but I was the last guest. And I was to come on at 20 after 1. And the high concept that you were doing that night was that you would, at 20 after 1, you said, "Well, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Good night." And then you leave, and they rolled all the credits, and the audience is applauding, and you come back out and say, "What, you want more?" And then, "All right, we'll bring out one more guest." You did. Unfortunately, it's kind of clever. No. Unfortunately, everyone I knew turned out, including my wife. No one watched it. Not one person I knew watched me on the first Letterman.
But
I was excited.
Now, speaking of SCTV, by God, there was a show, and there was a show. How many years were you part of that?
3 years. 3 years.
Well, that was funny.
But
it was on like Friday nights. Was that what it was?
We were Friday nights at 12:30 to 2 in the morning.
And the cast again, too numerous to mention, but everybody fantastic.
John Candy, Eugene, Levy, Catherine O'Hara, Andrea Martin, Dave Thomas, Rick Moranis.
Yes.
Wow.
Who am I leaving out? It's so horrible when you leave someone out.
I know. I'm sorry.
Tony Rosato.
Tony Rosato, Robin Duke.
Robin
There's
Duke.
a lot of people, but it was fantastic.
And then you've had been in show business, Major League show business, a long time. Like your first gig, like when you were, what was the show with Tony Bennett that you came on?
No. Paul actually did the arrangement. This is 1974. And it was a show.
So you're just a kid, 1974.
I was 24, and I was a kind of a boy singer. I remember I'd get, but you'd have to pay. I would appear once a week on this show. It was on every night. Everything Goes, hosted by Norm Crosby. And I remember it was a band, and I would just come in and sing a couple of songs, and I'd have to pay for the charts, which cost me $360, and I'd get paid $120. So I was already out doing it. And I remember I had to follow Tony Bennett, and it was a terrifying thing. It was a 90-minute show, and he was to open the show, and I was on the last, 15 minutes. But there was a snowstorm in Toronto, so they started the show. It was live, and then Tony suddenly arrives, and he says, "Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm ready to sing. Forget your troubles. Come on." And they said, "Great, Tony, but why don't we wait till we're on the air?" And so Tony gets out, and he's killing, "When Joanna left me, every day was summer." And And as Tony is killing upstage, they say, "You're next." And I say, "No. You can't follow a singer with a singer." And because, that's the one rule of show business.
Yes.
There are other rules. You don't carpool with Suge Knight.
That is a rule now.
That is a rule of show business.
Yeah.
You don't say to Bill Cosby, hey, could you mix my wife a drink? You don't do that.
You don't say it.
You don't do it.
You just don't say it.
It is. It's good
Everyone
to-
knows it.
The rule now. I didn't realize it.
You don't embark on a conversation with Matthew McConaughey without an exit strategy. I mean, these are rules of thumb, Dave. Rules of show business.
You have to have an exit.
Yeah, exit strategy.
I think
let
that
know.
is a good
So
rule.
I said, you can't follow a singer with a singer. And they said, watch. And so they, as Tony's killing upstage, I'm downstage on a stool, and and that's why Chicago's my town, whatever he ended. And, you know, whatever.
Chicago's my town.
my place. And so then they go to Norm Crosby and he goes, thanks, Tony. Now here's a kid who really sings good Marty Short.
Oh,
And
man.
I'm on a stool, and my hand is shaking, no cue cards, frightened, long hair, kind of a band lawn shirt, nothing works. And I say, what a spot following Tony Bennett. And nothing, zero. And I start the song, and I'm singing Stevie Wonder's You and I. And I go, here we are on earth together, it's you and me. And I'm ready, wrong, it's you and I. And when I sing you and me, every lyric flows out of my head. And I start then just making up lyrics and subconsciously impersonating Tony Bennett. So I'm going, I love, here we are on earth together, it's you and me. Our love was made, it was made in heaven too. I sure like to eat some stew. You and I, you and I, you and I. I can't hit the notes. So then I'd go into the bathroom afterwards, and I'm throwing cold water on my face. And Tony Bennett comes in. Oh. And I'm amazed, and I'm expecting him to give me a pearl of wisdom, and he just looks at me and says, you froze good, kid. Good night. Off he goes.
You froze good.
You froze good, kid.
This is the kind of thing I will miss. Stories from you. That was
Well, you
delightful.
always stop by the house.
I wish you would. We'll be right back with Martin Short, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow,
Martin Short, ladies and gentlemen. That, I don't know if it's the same year, same era, certainly, of...
No, I remember that. That was when I was in Saturday Night Live.
From SNL.
No. That was on, that picture they just showed
Yeah.
was, 84. It was,
Now, when
2
was
years later.
Clifford?
Clifford was 1990. I was 40 when I
Clifford
played a
was much later.
10-year-old named Clifford.
You and Charles Grodin.
That's right.
And I can remember I had a copy of that, and I took it home and I watched it. I was delighted. I was overwhelmed. I thought, oh, my God, this is from another galaxy.
Yeah, look at me like a human boy. That I used to be able to impersonate. I remember working with Charles Grodin in that, and he had just written a book, which I had not read, but I pretended I'd read. And every time he'd start a new story, he'd say, you know, I remember one time I was working, well, it's in the book. You know, yeah. But I remember the first day we were shooting, you know, I was playing a 10-year-old. And it was very important that he was 10, not 13.
Right.
Because he had to be pre-pubescent. So they had said to me, you have to shave your legs, you know, nair them, put cream. It was a hair removal the night before.
Yeah.
Right. And, of course, I forgot to do it. So when we get to the trailer, I'd say, oh, guys, I'm sorry, I forgot. Let's just do it now, and we'll get the makeup done and the hair and thing. So, and I had this makeup guy, John Elliott, that I'd done a few films with. So I just, you know, I took off my pants. I was wearing boxer underwear. And I just put my legs up like this. And there were 2 women, hairdressers, Chris Lee and her assistant, I'd never met before. And I'm talking to John, how's the wife, how's the kids, and they're nairing my legs. And they're putting cream on it, you know. And then they're taking the, you know, the hair off it. And I'm sitting there in my underwear. And I'm talking to John away, and then they finish, I can hear them washing the towels in the back, and I look back, and my penis is hanging out of my boxer underwear. And I had not moved an inch. I had not moved an inch.
First day on the shoot.
First day on the shoot. So it took me about 2 weeks of nervousness where I finally went up to Christine Lee, the hairdresser. I said, Christine, I got to ask you something. I said, like Jack Bauer, I got to ask you something. That first day when you nared my legs, was my penis hanging out of my boxer underwear? And she said, yeah. And I'll tell you this. If I'd known you then like I know you now, I would have shoved that thing back in.
Take it back in. Shoved it back in.
Shove that thing back in.
This show out in Las Vegas is fantastic, but the show that I want to see is the one that you do periodically around the country with Steve Martin. That
Yes,
must be tremendously entertaining.
It is.
And fun, right? You like Steve?
It's so much fun. I mean, Steve is one of my oldest friends. He's a giant talent. And the main thing that you're amazed at when you're on stage with him is beyond the fact that you're there on stage with Steve, you just look at him and say, how can any human being who's alive be this pale? You know, I looked at him the other night. We were in Detroit, and I looked over and I said, it looks like there's a white hairpiece on a urinal. That's what. Really? Yeah.
Ah! Yeah.
You don't know whether he's wearing makeup or powdered sugar. It's hard to know.
You don't know.
Naked, he looks like he's wearing an astronaut suit, you know.
Yeah. So you
I
have
mean, you get
seen
the
him
feeling that when he
naked.
was born, the doctor said, oh my God, it's a pillow. You know.
Now, I'm told, and I'm hopeful, and we'll see when we come back with Martin Short.
What does that mean? That's so cryptic.
You know, I think I can do this. I don't want to pressure you, and I don't want to, but I can because we have so few shows left, and you're always so kind when you come out here with a song, and I don't know if you have one for us tonight.
Well, I do have one, but let me just say.
What? Because I would love a song.
I do want to say one thing, though, because this is like, you know, I've been on this show for over 50 times, 51,
right.
52
Yeah.
times. And I want to just thank you for allowing me to promote all the things that rarely opened or worked, but still, it's a whole different conversation. And, but I do think it's a testament to you, Dave, of how hard all the people with any merit wanted to work. You know, like, we were talking with Steve before. Steve, through the years, Martin, has phoned me up and will say, tell me if you think this joke is funny. And I'll pretend it is. But then I'll say, what is this for? And he said, well, I got Letterman in 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. Wow.
No, really. And that is because, and it's, I think it's, it kind of, so I want to thank you and your staff and the writers.
Well, it
and
goes the
Paul
other way
Shaffer.
around because people like yourself and like Steve Martin and Bill Murray and Tom Hanks and on and on and on have been so great for us and really invested their time and ability.
And I agree with that. But I think that you set that tone right off the gate with very high standard of comedy and broadcasting, which made us want to work very hard to pull that off.
Well, you're very sweet to say that.
Yeah. But
how about a song?
But more importantly, about a song. And again, I'm happy to do a song.
Oh, that would be
If
lovely.
you'd like
Yeah,
me
oh,
to.
yeah. You were startled.
I was startled. Yeah, not since Ed Wynn, above no room. I mean, really.
Should I do it right to you on your...
Yes, right here on the desk.
I'd
Come
rather...
on.
I'm not gonna.
And if it falls out, I'm going to shove it right back in. My pleasure.
Well, because talk is cheap, I'm doing it over there.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
You know, in my business, or in our business, or
thank you.
Of course, although in your case, that's not for long days.
No, not for long, no.
An event as momentous as Dave Letterman's retirement is rare. So it's important I pay tribute in the only way performers do,
by making it about me. You know, I've had this number prepared for some time. To be honest, Dave, I wrote it for your funeral. It's true. Sure, we're about the same age, but I always figured, you know, I'd outlive you because of your... But I decided to do your funeral number tonight, since I probably won't attend your funeral now because, well, unless, of course, I have something to promote, and then I will.
Sure you want to be there for that.
And this is going to get a little tricky for me to get through. Stupid emotions. So, let's just give it a try, shall we, Paul?
And wish me luck in the top note, Pappy.
Dave? Where'd you go?
Say goodbye to David, the guy we laughed at from our beds.
How we'll miss his top 10 lists
Now that he is dead.
Just lay his coffin in the ground and play us one last glass crash sound. Davis skipped his last rehearsal. He won't be back after the next commercial. You're at peace now, Pappy. No more guests with shows to shill. You'll never have to fake a laugh at jokes from Dr. Phil or Bill O'Reilly yakking about the factor. For 30 years, Dave never cared for actors. Serene and calm, now that he's been embalmed. Never looked better, Dave, Letterman. Ah, how Dave lived past 60 is a miracle to me. He smoked cigars and sped in cars, ate lunch at Rupert's Hello Deli. He lived through dog attacks and Jack Hanna's Cobra. Somehow the guy survived a feud with Oprah. It's the end, my pretend showbiz friend. Farewell, we'll meet again someday.
Thank you very much. Look at those guys back there. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Martin Short. Beautiful, Marty. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for everything.
The wonderful Marty Short, everybody. We'll be right back with Nora Jones.
You called me up a while ago and you said, is there anything musically you'd like to do before we close it out? And I had this idea because I had met Gary Sherman, and I named a character on this show after him, the guy who runs the office in Washington. You always say, your friend. Who is that? I said, Gary Sherman. Turns out he's the guy who arranged the original On Broadway, the actual Gary Sherman. I called him and I said, I'd like to make it, you know, it was so significant when you put my name on the marquee a couple of years ago. There was my name in lights, and I thought, I'm living that song on Broadway. And so I said, you know, I had this idea for a video, and you said, go ahead and make it. Jerry Foley went nuts with it, he conceptualized it. Are we going to show it? I haven't seen the whole thing yet.
Right,
but
here
I'd
we
like
go.
to show.
Paul Shaffer on Broadway, everybody.
Say the neon lights are bright on Broadway. They say there's always magic in the air. But when you're walking down that street and you ain't had enough to eat, the glitter always off and you're nowhere. They say the girls are something else on Broadway. But looking at them just gives me the blues. 'Cause how you gonna make some time when all you got is one thin dime, and one thin dime won't even shine your shoes. They say that I won't last too long on Broadway. Or catch a Greyhound bus for home, they all say. Oh, but they're dead wrong, I know they are. This piano should have taken me far, and I won't quit till I'm a star on Broadway. Ah, but they're dead wrong, I know they are. This piano should have taken me far, and I won't quit till I'm a star on Broadway. On Broadway, I'm gonna make it, yeah. Have my name in lights. Everybody gonna know me, yeah. Down on old Broadway, yeah, yeah.
Paul Shaffer, ladies and gentlemen. That was wonderful.
Thanks for letting me do it.
I'll never be able to repay you for everything.
Thank you, David. Same goes for me.
Thank you, everybody.
Same goes for me.
We'll be right back with Ryan Adams. That was great.
And now, once again, for your listening pleasure, a man whose presidential campaign has raised over $85, Martin Short.
Thanks for remembering. Thank you so much. Hey, David. How are you? Paul, you look fabulous. How people don't change. No, listen. Paul looks like what Vin Diesel sees in a mirror when he's clinically depressed. Paul. Yeah! It's a sold-out crowd right here at the Kennedy Center, holding champagne flutes, taking a swig. When a red carpet A-list horde gives out just one award, then this must be the end of something big. Dave was the TV king for more than 3 decades. To be his guest, no less Olympic Games. She boldly braved the Norway cold. But even on a night the show might have been kind of bronze, Dave's mother, David, was always gold. We got to know Paul and Alan and Rupert and even the smoking baby having a cig. David introduced us to these guys. Now we give him the Mark Twain Prize to honor how he once did something big. So Dave is overdone with Bonito, and I say that with the love and not as a dig. So except for the Netflix deal that's paying you 15 mil, let's raise a glass with loads of cheer for a kiss goodbye to your career. It was something big.
Now you're talking my language.